taking a look back at Jasmy here, looks like we have a downtrending level of resistance right here that the price has been testing quite frequently. So eventually we could very well break this to the upside considering how many tests we've had of it. I haven't drawn a lower boundary here because there really isn't anywhere to put one in my opinion, at least where it works, where it fits the price action. We really need 3 tests of a line down here to make it valid, and you can see that we're only getting 2, and it doesn't really line up with the price action all that well, at least at this point. So I'm just going to leave it off. You can see we have broken bearish out of the green box of support here, so we're probably going to be using it as resistance. Take a look at the Ichimoku cloud and the EMA ribbon on the daily. You can see it's telling us pretty much the same thing as I've mentioned before. We have been below the EMA ribbon since back here after the rejection off the Ichimoku cloud. The Ichimoku cloud is curling down, catching up with the price action. You can see that we have had a couple tests of the daily EMA ribbon here, which is a good sign. If we do make it back down to this low again, we could very well break it to the upside, especially if we kind of keep chipping away at it. If we take a look at the 4-hourly, you can see we had somewhat of a fake out to the upside here, if you want to call it that. We managed to trend above the EMA ribbon only briefly until we finally got rejected out of the Ichimoku cloud. Here you can see we tested the Ichimoku cloud again and got rejected. So this really isn't a great sign that we've been constantly rejecting from the 4-hourly Ichimoku cloud. This usually means that we are in a downtrend if we use it as resistance. Whereas if we are in a sideways trading range, we can usually break the Ichimoku cloud to the upside and downside relatively easily. So there's really not a whole lot to talk about here. Not much has changed since my previous video other than this downtrending level of resistance I've drawn here. In my opinion, I still think we're probably going to move down to this low yet again around 1 cent. This could very well be after a retest of the red box and then a further move down. If you manage to find a bounce here at the end of the day and this candle kind of sucks back up in the box here, we can start testing this red line of resistance yet again and potentially break it to the upside. Now, usually breaks to the upside from these can be measured from here to here, almost like a flagpole, and then we can extrapolate the price data upwards. Say we break out around here, we could very well see a move back to this previous high at the 1 level, which is around 7 cents. But we really need this to happen relatively soon, or else we could come back down here again. But ultimately, I see something more like this happen, where we come up to retest the red box of resistance, really anywhere in this range between 1.5 cents all the way up to 1.8 cents, and then ultimately see that move all the way back down to 1 cent. If we start breaking these highs right here to the upside, and start setting new highs and higher lows, we could very well come back up to retest this red box of resistance again and really start chipping away at it so we can break it to the upside. Whereas back here, we kind of tested it a couple times and then got sent back down. And then if we do move down to the 1 cent level, it wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing in the world. It could very well be somewhat of a double bottom before we move higher. But really, this 1 cent level is probably going to be our last hope, because if we break much below this, we'll be in uncharted territory for Jasmy, and we'll also be setting a lower low, which isn't really great. So this is all I have for Jasmy today. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so, as I try to post content daily. As always, this is not financial advice, and I'll see you in the next one.